Yep. Welcome back to the podcast. Today's guest, hailing from Tennessee. I ain't gonna say where he from because he's gonna tell y'all in a minute. Virghost. Peace, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Blessed.
Yes, sir. For everybody who don't know, man, I took a 20-minute interval to get this interview started once my computer and cameras decided that they weren't gonna work. So he been online waiting on me, goddamn, and it's really my fault. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can
Nah, it's
blame me for
all
that.
good.
Yeah, yes, sir. All right, so where you from in Tennessee?
Man, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I'm from the Raleigh area of Memphis, Tennessee.
Hmm.
I grew up there, but I also have like roots in Middle Tennessee. I hear my mama from Middle Tennessee, and I got roots in Covington. My dad from out there. So, but mainly for me, Memphis, Raleigh area.
Okay, so from the Raleigh area.
Yeah.
Bet it up. All right, growing up in Raleigh,
Mm.
were you exposed to hip hop early, or were you exposed to the church music early on?
Man, I was exposed to church music first and foremost because my daddy was a pastor.
Hmm.
So I wasn't even like able to listen to rap music unless like my uncles was playing it or it was on like the radio and stuff like that. I didn't really, of course, growing up, you're gonna hear rap music everywhere you go in Memphis, but like I didn't actually on my own start really paying attention to rap music until I was like, I want to say like in fifth grade, man, to be honest.
Okay, okay, because I think that I'm starting to believe, and I don't want to like make it a monolithic thing that everybody in the black community probably came from a church family. There's a small percentage of us, well, I'm gonna say there's a small percentage that came from a church background, and there was
Mm.
some who came from like a free-spirited background, or some that would just grew up under Islam and everything like that. But
Yeah.
it's starting to look that way to me, at least from what I've seen. What you think about that?
Yeah, most of the people I know, we in the Bible Belt, so most people are associated with church. It's kind of a little different with the generation after me,
Hmm.
but for the most part, like down here, everybody in some way associated with the church.
Yeah,
I'm like I said, I'm a preacher's kid, but
yeah,
even people that weren't part of like weren't a preacher's child, they still was heavily involved in church, especially when it comes to music. A lot of the musicians out there in Memphis, they play in the church. That's where they learn
hmm.
to play music at. You know what I'm
Facts,
saying?
facts.
So yeah, I believe now as far as like all of the I didn't really learn about the other side, like as far as like the spirited people and
Hmm.
folks that down with Islam. I didn't learn about that till later on. You know what I'm saying? That it was
Yeah,
those groups in Memphis till
it.
later on in my life.
I knew about it, but it was never presented to me. Um, so 11 or 12 years old, we know about Islam for me growing up because
Mhm.
of Malcolm X, right? And we start to
Right,
learn the history of Malcolm X.
right.
In Chicago, if you're driving on the south side of Chicago and you go up and down a certain area on Stony Island, you're gonna see the Brothers of Islam, the Fruit of Islam outside.
Mhm.
They're selling newspapers, they're doing whatever or they used to do that. They don't do it no more, but they used to do
Mhm.
that. But the exposure to it fully didn't happen to me until I was like 15, 16 years old in high
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, that's around the same
Yeah,
time, and a lot of
yeah.
it had to do with Malcolm. And see, what with me, my dad was so like into church like that, man. He damn near didn't even want me reading like stuff about like Islam and stuff like that because he quote unquote felt like I wasn't a strong enough Christian. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
I didn't get to like fully learn about a lot of stuff till I got like much older, like in college and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hell
So
yeah,
yeah,
man.
it's definitely a lot of diversity out there in Memphis when it comes to stuff like that. But again, I didn't know until I got a little bit
Yeah,
older.
absolutely, bro. And I remember the early exposure for me, or I should say later on in my teen years, being around those brothers who were involved in Islam. I was being pushed away from them because they were saying, they were the devil and they were going to hell. And I'm like, man, how them brothers going to, how do we know that they going to hell? How do we know that we ain't going to hell for
Yeah,
what we believe in?
yeah,
And it's a place better reserved for them than reserved for us. I always
yeah,
had questions about it, bro. I used to be like, man, where does everybody think this stuff is really coming from? Like, who's telling y'all that this group of people is going to hell specifically for what they
yeah.
believe in, bro?
Yeah,
Like, we
I've
don't
always
know.
questioned. I always question everything, man. Like, I've always been like that. And I got more like that when I became a full adult, man. Like now I respect everybody's beliefs for sure, but I do question a lot of stuff, and not even to be critical, just because like I want it to make sense in my head what you're talking
Yeah,
about, and if it don't make sense in my head, it just don't. I'm not gonna bash you or nothing, but like if it don't make sense to me or resonate with me, then that's just what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm gonna question it. You
that's a
know,
fact. Bro, I feel the same way about it. Like, you can't tell me that this one specific thing applies to everybody.
nah.
You can't tell me that. And then throughout the course of history, everybody has their own version of it.
I think everybody got their own. I don't think it's one way. I think everybody got their own like connection or whatever whatever higher power there is for everybody. I think it's different
Yeah,
ways to get to that thing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it
Like
is.
I don't look at it like, well, if you believe in this, you know, like it's too we it's. I just don't believe that, man. I don't
I
believe
don't
we
either.
hear it. It's like one, like it's all of these people, but it's only one door for everybody to go through, bro. I mean,
Fam, are you telling me we can only get to where we supposed to go through one door,
through
man?
this
That's
through
what you
this
telling
door.
me?
No, they don't even make sense, man. Like it
That's
don't
what you
make sense.
telling me, Pastor. Is that what you telling me? I can only get there through this one door? And are you certain this is the correct door? And for
Yeah.
everybody that's listening, man, we not bashing because I'm damn sure ain't gonna bash my upbringing.
No, never, never, never did.
Let me say this about my upbringing. My upbringing was dope. I was involved in the church, as everybody already knows. I played the guitar and I played the drums. I was not that good at it because that was not what I was into. I wanted to do art. Art was my
Right.
thing. I really wanted to do art. So that's the road and the path that I
I,
wanted to
I
be
mean,
on.
me personally, I feel like that's a connection too. I tell people that all the time. I feel like that's a valid connection that people don't really like to give credit to, but it is. Man, I've had too many spiritually connected things happen that
Hmm.
it was just divine things happen through music
Hmm.
for people to tell me that it's not. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
So
fact.
it's other ways you can connect, man, to a higher power that's not
There
anything to
is.
do with like a religion or anything like that. You know what I'm
There
saying? It's
is.
multiple. I just feel like it's multiple ways, bro. I just feel like
It
multiple ways.
is. It is. And the fact that you said that lets me also, well, I want to bring up this point as well, is that your connection with the instrument or your artistry allows you to lift up your spirit and your connection to God, like you were saying, right? So I
Yeah.
strongly believe that. And it doesn't necessarily take a church or a religion for you to prove that to anybody or to the world.
No.
It's just what you do. Your service with that gift that you
Mhm.
have is yours, and you're supposed to give it out and spread it and share it with the world. And that's what I believe, my guy. Like, I don't believe it has to be through a religion or anything like that. Like, I do this podcast. I speak to kids, you know what I mean? I do youth mentorship at one point in time. I'm not doing it now, but I was doing it. So all those things are gifts to me that I give back out to the world to inspire people and to give to people. That's my
Right.
duty, right? That's my
Right.
duty. That's what I'm supposed to do. I don't have to necessarily do it in a church, and I don't think I'm gonna go to hell if I'm because I'm not in a church doing it. God knows what I'm here to do.
Right. No, I agree. I completely agree.
Facts. It's facts, and I think about that sometimes when I talk to people off and on. I go, yo, y'all. No knock against nobody because I grew up in a church home, man. A church is part of my background, and even now I still listen to church music.
Me
It's
too.
some bruh, it's some really dope ass church music that's out there, fam.
Yeah, I
And
do. I do
I
too.
can't deny it.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, even on a comfort level, like I said, like growing up, I mean, my dad was of course he didn't listen to like quote unquote secular music, but he was a big music person. He had a lot of gospel music. And that's what I grew up on. So like to it I tell my wife all the time, I feel like gospel music kind of gives me a certain comfort. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? That other music don't give
I
me.
agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So
I agree. There's a point in time for me, at least right now, where if I turn that type of music on, it'll calm me down. It'll soothe
right,
me.
right, yeah.
But not only
Yep.
that, but it'll shake me up and it'll let me know, like, yo, this is where you need to be right now. This is the
Yeah.
vibe. This is the feeling that you need to have. And it give me some more strength and inspiration to keep on going. And I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
I agree.
And for those who are also listening, when we were able to do music and play music, gospel music was one of the first things that we did, man.
Yeah.
That was one of the first things that we did. Whether people want to admit to it or not, all the way in the water and the song that people think is kumbaya is really come by here, good Lord.
hmm
That's
I
all it is.
yeah. I mean, my first time performing, if you want to call it performing, was was in a choir. You know what I'm saying? Like,
There it is. Hey,
so you know,
hey, speak the truth. What they say, speak the truth, shame the devil. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Listen, I was in the
yeah,
choir, man. I was in the choir. I can still carry a decent note here and there. I can still
yeah,
do that. And from that, we got gospel music. Then the blues came about, you know what I mean? And jazz music came about. And we did all this great music that we've helped contribute to America and then spread out all over the world. So our basis and our structure comes from religion, or here comes from religion and gospel music, and everything we've done has come through that, so
right,
I ain't knocking
right,
it, bro. I ain't not gonna be, well, all I want to say is that I don't believe that there is no one true religion um that anybody needs to subscribe to. So if you believe in Confucius, you believe in Buddha, you believe in Islam, you believe in Christianity, man, that's your thing, and you go ahead and you love that and you live that, man. My thing is, do whatever it is you do as long as you ain't trying to hurt nobody
yeah,
or
yeah. I
hinder
agree.
nobody, and that's my whole thing with that. So,
I
uh,
agree.
yeah. So were you playing any instruments while being in the choir, or were you just?
Man, I briefly played drums, but it was very brief.
Mm,
I like if I got on a set of drums today, I wouldn't know what I was doing, man.
my time on the drums was maybe a couple months, bro.
Same with me. I didn't get to learn, because when you learning how to play, the guys that actually play, you know what I'm saying, they may let you get in on something easy. And if you mess
Yeah,
up,
they yank you.
they gonna
They
make you get
yank
out the
you.
way.
Yeah, because it don't take long as a drummer. It don't take long for people to notice that
Yeah,
you off beat. It don't take
yeah,
long
yeah,
for people to
yeah,
know, hey, wait, wait a minute. He all over the
yeah,
place right now. So
yeah, yeah. They'll snatch you up out of there.
that's a fact. That's a fact. True indeed. So you in the church, your exposure early on, like me and like so many others who have been on my podcast, the early exposure is to church music. When did you
hmm
start to hear that hip hop and you start going, okay, this is where I really want to be. This is this hard right here.
I mean, I was hearing it my whole life. I think I got really, really it was phases. Like I heard it my whole life. But when I was in like eighth or ninth grade, I was heavy Memphis rap. That's all I listened to. That's all we all listened to. We was listening to Project Pat, Player
Ooh.
Fly, 3 6 Mafia. We was listening to all that Yo Gotti, early Yo Gotti.
Mm,
Like self-explanatory and all that stuff.
mm-hmm,
But then I think I was so anti everything else that wasn't Memphis. And then this guy I went to school with in Millington, I went to Millington High School. He was from Brooklyn. And
mm.
he was like, he wanted me to listen to Black on Both Sides by Mos Def. And I
Good
was
album.
like,
Classic album.
I was like, I'm gonna check it out. And when I was writing poetry at the time too. So when I listened to Black on Both Sides, I was like, this sounds like the stuff I be writing in my poetry. Like
Mm-hmm.
it resonated with me on a different level than all the the Memphis legends that I was listening to. So I think when I heard that the Black on Both Sides, and when I heard Kanye West College Dropout. Cause
Mm.
like I'm from Memphis, but I ain't no street. I've never been a street dude, and I
Okay.
never pretend to be a
Okay.
street dude.
No
I know
reason
a lot
to.
of street. I know a whole lot of street dudes, man. I know what that. I know. I got them in my family, friends, but I've never been there. So
Mm.
when I heard Kanye rapping about just regular stuff,
You was like, oh
I was like,
shit, I can go ahead and
yeah,
just be myself, huh?
yeah. I was like, oh, I can rap about the stuff I do. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I think it was that Black on Both Sides, um, Kanye West College Dropout, and around that time, I wasn't a big Jay-Z fan, so I got on Jay-Z extremely late when Black Album came out. So Black Album really made me like want to start writing a lot more. But I think those were the three albums that kind of made me like get super interested in rap.
Okay. Okay. Dope. 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 Now, you spoke on the dropout, and then
hmm
you also spoke on Black on Both Sides. But just
hmm
so you know, here in Chicago, y'all had a grip on music in the Midwest.
I
with Eight
heard.
Ball and MJG.
I heard. And
It
I'm a big
was, boy, it
I'm
was
a
tough here.
I'm a huge 8 Ball and MJG fan, but mainly 8 Ball. I actually met 8 Ball in December for the first time at this event I was at.
Wow.
And that was crazy. But yeah, I heard they had a lockup there, man. You know what I'm saying? 8 Ball wanna I look man, I think they don't get the credit they deserve, bro. Like I really don't, man. Um like I
I will
know
agree. I will agree, but I think it's coming around to that point now, especially with them being on Drink Champs and them doing these
mm,
tours and dropping music, and the more of them posting and being seen and everything like that. I believe that the more exposure that they have, people will appreciate them. But I also think
mm,
it's that underrated underdog category where UGK came in with that whole vibe. But
mm-hmm.
UGK, MJG, and 8 Ball, man, they had Chicago in the clutch, man. I guarantee
Yeah.
you.
I seen what, cause like I ain't man. I last time I went to Chicago was when Michael Jordan was playing against Seattle in the finals. This I
Ooh,
ain't been to Chicago in a long time.
you got to get back
But
up here, bro. You got to
yeah,
get back up here, bro.
I am, man. But I remember a few of like I think it was either last year or year before last. I seen Lupe posted like a old 8 Ball and MJG album. I'm like, what Lupe know about that? You know what I'm
He from the
saying?
same motherfucking era I'm from, bro.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I
Come
didn't I
on,
didn't
man.
realize when he posted that, I didn't realize that they was that big up there in Chicago
Hmm.
like that. And
Big
Lupe
time.
was like, "This one of my top 5 albums of all time." Like,
Big
wow,
time.
for real?
Bro, let any of that old shit that they did or that classic shit that they did come on in the club or driving down
Mm,
the street, or like it's like a bar where like it's like a sports bar or a black sports bar, and like it goes on break or something from a game, and it do
yeah.
do 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 do. Watch how what man, I'm telling you, watch how many hairstyle Bobby, Mr. Big, Mr. Everybody in there gonna start singing that shit, bro.
That's
I'm telling
crazy,
you,
man. That's
they
crazy.
get heavy rotation here, man. Like that's old school hip hop. That's that gritty, grimy. Yo, we trying to make it, and we all trying to make a play out this motherfucker because it's Chicago was that type of city at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we understood what they was rapping about. We understood what they was talking about, and we related to that shit very heavy, very hard. So
You
I'll
you could
also say that salute to 8 Ball and MJG because y'all were big for us coming up in Chicago.
And I mean, I ain't never met MJG, but when 8 Ball was cool as hell, down to earth, man.
Mhm.
He was really, really cool,
Yeah.
man. Like he right now he investing with is a black coffee company out here in Memphis,
Okay.
called Coffee Black, and
Okay.
he was that was the event they was at, and he just did like a this walk in Orange Mound because he was just trying to get people into fitness, him and his son, but also just show that it's okay for the show the kids it's okay like to be outside in Orange Mound because like I know last year was it last yeah last year it was like they had like this block party out there and it was like a bunch of people got shot at the
Mm.
party.
Mm.
So I think this year he was just trying to show that like it's safe to come out here and do other things and walk and stuff like this. So like I said, hey, they some really good guys. Again, I ain't met MJG, but 8 Ball was a really really cool guy because I always looked at him like a superhero, and
Hmm.
I was like, this man, he actually like a good person. You know what I'm
Both of
saying?
them.
So
Both of them is. Both of them.
yeah,
Dope ass lyricists and all around good guys, man. They relatable. They come from the same struggle and same background that the rest of us come from. You know what I mean? Like you got to relate to them in some type of way, especially if you grew up in a black community, whether you were middle
yeah.
class or lower. Even if you were upper class, you got to relate to those guys at some point in time.
It's
So
crazy the connection though with Memphis because it's funny. I know you saying y'all was really big
big on
on
it,
A
bro.
Ball and
Heavy.
MJG out there, but like it's funny you say that because today I was listening to Chance the Rapper new album.
Mm.
And the stuff he was talking about in that album, like I've been working on an album with this guy called I Make Mad Beats out here, a producer. And a lot of the stuff that Chance was talking about on his album about Chicago, it mirrors what I'm talking about on this album I'm coming out with next year. And it was weird because I'm like, he don't know me and I don't know him, but a lot, we
No.
talking about a lot of the same exact
Similarities.
stuff.
Yeah, similarities. Because it just that dope ass music, bro, that's always been around. It always puts out the next product of kids that follow that. So it's like a treat, right? It's like a
Yeah.
family tree. Like you from that those roots of that tree, and you follow that, and you stay on that road and on that path and everything. So the music that Chance is working on, the music that you working on, that's all dope
Hmm.
shit, and it's all relatable because you guys have maybe similar experiences. And the other thing that I can also say this too, y'all reminded us of ourselves at the same time because ain't nobody
Hmm.
betting on y'all niggas to really do dope shit like that. Coming
Hmm.
from where y'all from in the South, right? They looking at y'all,
Hmm.
them just some niggas from Memphis. They look at
Yeah.
us just them just some niggas from Chicago. But then when you
Hmm.
get into when you got to go up against us, man, we make it very fucking tough. If we don't come out on top, it's a tough ass whipping for you, bro.
Yeah,
You
it's
gonna go through
definitely.
some stuff when you face us when you got to get face to face with us, bro. It's not gonna
Yeah.
be an easy dub, man. It's not gonna be an easy
Yeah.
win ever,
Yeah.
ever. And I learned that being in Memphis too.
I've learned that firsthand, man. I've done tours, and I go into a city, and they hear Memphis. Which again, before I say this, ain't nothing wrong. I like a lot of our traditional rappers, a
Mhm.
lot of the street shit. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on, but like when go to a town and perform, and they hear I'm from Memphis, they automatically think one thing. And when I get on stage and start doing something completely different, they be like blown away. Like, y'all niggas from Memphis? Yeah. Yeah, we from Memphis, man. Y'all ain't from Memphis, bro. We from Memphis. I grew up in Memphis. And they'll say, they'll be like, you don't sound like a Memphis rapper. I'm like, what does a Memphis rapper sound like?
That's all I'm saying. That's
You
all
know
I'm
what I'm saying?
saying.
Because I done heard A-Ball on tracks with some of the coldest spitters all
Ever,
around the country.
ever.
You know?
And you don't know if you don't know where he from until he say he from Memphis or one of 8 Ball or MJG say I'm from Orange Mound. You don't know
Right.
what the fuck that is unless you've been there.
Yeah. Yep.
If he don't say it, you wouldn't even know because the motherfuckers they ain't dropping that Memphis slang and talking like that heavy on their songs, man.
Yeah.
But they are rapping.
Some of the stuff, like some of the stuff, it's little stuff they say in their
Mm-hmm.
music that
Mm-hmm.
you have to kind of be from it. You
Yeah.
understand what they saying, but for the
Yeah.
most part, yeah, you don't know unless they actually. A lot of people think they from Houston.
Facts. Because
You
I've
know
heard
what
people
I'm
say that
saying?
they like, no, they from Houston. I'm like, no, bro, they not.
Nah,
They're not from Texas. Those are not Texas boys. Show me where
nah.
Orange Mound is in motherfucking Texas, my guy.
Yeah, they not from. A lot of people think they from Texas, man. I get that a lot, man. I get that a lot when I go places. People like swear that I'm not from Memphis just based on the kind of music I make. And I'm like, y'all don't even realize, man, we got a whole like community of like alternative hip hop, like dudes that can spit, dudes that's really about like all of that stuff, the foundations of hip hop in Memphis. It's just we haven't had a crossover artist like Lupe or Common or
Mm-hmm.
nothing like that, so people don't
Mm-hmm.
really know that side of Memphis exists, but it definitely exists.
And while you
You
saying
know.
that, let me salute to Lupe because he's one of the dopest artists that ever existed and one of the dopest artists from Chicago. Point blank,
Mhm.
period. He's
Most
very, very,
definitely.
very good. And
Most definitely.
while you speaking on performing and getting your music and everything out, when you performing, bro, and you got your son, they don't know where you from. Keep that clip loaded, bro, just in case you had to get him some bars, man. Always
Oh
keep the
yeah,
fucking
most
clip loaded.
always, always. That's my
Always keep
calling
that clip
card.
loaded. Yes, sir. Keep that motherfucking clip loaded, man, because you never
Yeah,
know when you gonna have to crush a nigga for
yeah, I
trying
already
that.
know. I already know. It's happened before. It's happened before. But I do get a lot of respect. Like I said, usually when I go into a city, I'm already connected with like the dude that can spit in their city already. So he kind of already co-signing me before I get on stage. It don't be like with no disrespect when people be saying I'm not from Memphis. It's just like they ain't never seen it before. They used to, you know what I'm saying, certain type of rap in Memphis, so they surprised.
And I hear that, but I'm not saying that they like don't think Memphis niggas can't rap. All I'm saying is, just in case they didn't know it, make them a
Oh yeah.
believer again on the side, in the back, in the alley. You know what I'm saying? We y'all
Oh
go grab
yeah.
some chicken and some beer or something like that. Make sure
Yeah, for
niggas
sure.
know it ain't that they being disrespectful. It's just that just so they know, hey, here's another one from that town that does the same thing that them legendary niggas does, and I'm on that same wave, and they gonna always remember my name when I get up out of here.
For
That's all I'm
sure. For
saying,
sure.
bro.
Yeah, yeah, I
That's all
agree.
I'm
I
saying. Because
agree.
anywhere I go, if I get back into doing my music and shit like that, I want it to always be known, yo, if you try them, you got to be ready to lay down. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to go all the way out with dude because that's what he with. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
he want all that smoke. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Wherever there's
most
smoke,
definitely.
there's fire. You know what I'm saying? So he want all that heat. Give it to him. You got to give it to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So definitely. So all right, boom. Black on both sides. College dropout. You moving and grooving. What's the next phase? Are we going to college? Or you graduate? Are you in high school putting out music? What are you doing? Are you working on music?
No,
Because I was working on music in high school. What was you doing?
no, I definitely wasn't doing music. I wanted to do music in high school.
Okay.
I was writing at that time. I was just writing poetry. People in the school knew me for writing poetry. Like
Okay.
I was known for that and playing basketball basically. And I think I didn't really get into music, man, until like so I graduated from high school in '05.
Okay.
I didn't really get I recorded my first rap in like 2008. You know what I'm saying? And I was the only reason I was there, like I had did a spoken word piece for my cousin, who was he was a known rapper in Memphis, like on the hip hop side. We call it Memphis, but he was one of those spitters. And he was like, he wanted me to do like a spoken word piece for his mixtape. And I was like, cool. And I told him I ain't never been to no studio before. I didn't even know what
Mm.
to expect. You know what I'm saying? So I came through, I did the poem. And then like back then, everybody was on MySpace and stuff like that. So the producer, the engineer, the guy that owned the studio, he had one in his house over there, actually near Orange Mountain, University of Memphis area.
Mm.
And
Mm.
I went over there. Heard a song they all did called Higher Ground on MySpace. So I hit my cousin up and I was like, hey, can I rap on there? He was laughing at me. He was like, you gonna rap? I was like, yeah, I'm a rap. So I wrote me a little rap on there, man. I came to the studio and did it. And the dude that owned the studio, he liked it so much that he was like, man, you can just come back for free from now on. And I
Fire.
was like, for real. So then that's when I started getting into the recording process. And at the same time, I had just joined this group in Memphis called Hype Life as a spoken word artist. And
Okay.
at that time, that was when I first started performing spoken word. I was way more known as a spoken word artist at that time. This is like around 2008, 2009. I was more people knew I rap, but I was way more known for spoken word. I was performing with deaf poets and all kinds of stuff. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how it kind of started out for me originally.
Damn, you performing with Deaf Poets? That's dope, bro.
Yeah,
That's
man,
dope.
Abyss. Um,
That means
uh,
that you
uh,
was you was really, you know what I'm saying, putting in
oh
your
yeah,
time.
back then, I'm way more known as a rapper now, but back then, I was him back then,
Mm. Talk your
like for
shit, bro.
sure, man.
Talk your shit. Let it
Nah, for
out.
real,
Let it
them
out,
guys will
man.
vouch. Them guys, they would tell you like is a dude named the dude named Abyss. He from Detroit, but he live
Mm-hmm.
in Atlanta now.
Mm-hmm.
And he had knew he we met each other in 2009, and I came to Atlanta to perform at Apache in 2016. Nobody in Apache knew me. Didn't nobody know who I was. He knew who I was though, and he
Mm-hmm.
purposely put me in between two deaf poets because he knew who I was.
Mm.
And then, man, when I left out of there, man, like everybody was giving me their card, trying to get my number and all that stuff. And he told me, like, man, these dudes in Memphis, thorough, y'all don't know this guy, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
That's the best
I,
feeling, man. That's the best feeling
yeah,
ever. You know what I'm saying? When you get up there and they go, yeah, yeah, hey, nah, That's my guy right there, man. Put
yeah.
him in there with them right there. And they go, yeah, you
Yeah.
sure? And no, he good. Go ahead.
I
Check him
also,
out.
I also, I also was on stage. Speaking of Chicago, this the guy that made me even want to be a spoken word artist in the first place was Malik Yusuf.
Oh, fire.
And
Chicago
and I
legends.
right. And I was on stage with him one time. Like he get that was mind blowing. It's like this is the dude that even made me even want to be a spoken word artist telling me I'm dope. You
Facts.
know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So
And he been on all types of rappers albums and tracks and everything, and then went on to produce his own and put his own stuff out. So salute
yeah,
to Malik Yusef because he's one of Chicago's dope and the original guys too, legendary guy from the city.
yeah.
Salute to him as well. So you getting involved, you got your poetry going, you hanging out with the deaf poets, you know what I'm saying? You making your wave, you causing your ripples in the universe. When did you decide to switch over to doing music?
So like there's still '09, man. I was at the time in '09, I probably was the most visible and known poet in Memphis. Like, and I'm not saying that like throwing sauce. I was that. And I got cocky, I think.
Mm,
And like it was a girl. I always be with a girl. It was like I met a girl, like it was this girl, she was bad. She was
bruh,
bad. And
bruh.
man, I just disappeared off stage and was with her every single day. Ended up getting her pregnant.
Mm.
So
It's
like I took a
always these damn young brothers. This is what I be telling you. It's all. I ain't saying nothing about him and his relationship. I'm saying be
yeah.
careful with these goddamn women, bro. They
Well, shit.
lurking.
I get. I will say. Well, I she wasn't just a girl though. Like I disappeared with her. I ended up getting her pregnant. She became my first wife.
All
I
right,
got
all
married
right,
very young. I got
okay,
married very young.
all right.
But while she was pregnant, I basically just, man, I didn't have a lot of my life together, man. I was like just freshly on probation and I couldn't get the kind of job I wanted and stuff like that because people kept seeing my probation stuff on there. Um, so I moved back home with my parents for a minute, and so did my ex-wife. She moved. We weren't married at the time, but my dad let her move with us while she was pregnant. And during that year, this was 2010. I just didn't. I kind of fell back with everything, bro. Like cause it wasn't no. It for one, I was doing spoken word, but I wanted to rap, but it wasn't. I didn't. It wasn't really a scene for the kind of music I did at that time. So I
Okay.
took a year off, basically 2010. When I came back in 2011, it was a whole wave of dudes that was rapping, doing the kind of vibe I'm on and stuff like that. So when
But
I
it should
came
have
back,
been, bro, because that after Black on both sides. Oh, wait, with the wave I'm talking about came before that. Never mind. Go ahead,
mhm.
keep talking, because
No,
I'm
I'm
thinking
saying I'm
about
saying it
thinking about
wasn't
that
it wasn't a
Eminem
scene.
wave. Go ahead.
It wasn't a scene in Memphis like that though.
Yeah.
When I was a spoken word artist, when I took 2010 off, when I came back in 2011, it was a scene of like dudes that was doing alternative type rap in Memphis.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And when I finally got in a community of dudes that rap with like that, I kind of focused more on rap. I focused more on rap, and it was this rapper in Memphis. Because I was trying to tell people I could rap, they weren't taking me serious, bro. Like, but it was this one rapper in Memphis. He passed away in 2014, but he had told me his name was Fathom Nine.
Mm,
He took me serious and he told me that I was talented and to keep at it, and that boosted my confidence because he's a really esteemed. He was a really esteemed rapper in our community. So
mhm.
I think around the end of 2010, beginning of 2011, I started taking it serious. Like I started rapping. I put out an album. Once I put my first album out, I think that's when people really started looking at me different in Memphis and started looking at me as a rapper instead of a spoken word artist around 2010 when I put the album out.
Okay. Salute to Fathom Nine. Can you speak on what happened to him real quickly, not to put out any of his business or say
Um,
anything
yeah,
crazy or
he
anything?
just had like an aneurysm in 2014. And he actually did a lot of stuff up there in Chicago. A
Speak on
lot
it.
of stuff up
Just
there.
speak
So
on it.
I
I just want
know,
you to speak on it, man. Represent for where you from,
yeah,
bro.
he was
Represent.
up. I guarantee you, some people you know that do rap music know him because he was up
Mhm.
there doing a lot of stuff. It's another guy that actually live up there that he was in a rap duo with, but I can't remember that guy's name. But he was always up there in Chicago performing all the time.
Mhm. Mhm. So I'll say this, because I don't know him that well, but in
Hmm.
Chicago, it's a lot of dope people who are from here. There are some who aren't from here, and you got to be in front of them and be around them to actually hear their story and let them tell you, yo, no, I'm not actually from Chicago. I'm not from the South Side. I'm not from the East Side. I'm not from the West Side of Chicago. I'm actually from Memphis, or I'm from
Hmm.
Kentucky. So I'm gonna get you be like, you from where? I'm from Kentucky, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It blows people's mind when they hear that type of thing when a person tells them, "No, I ain't from here, bro. I kind of just moved here because I heard that the Chicago scene would kind of put me where I need to be, and this was more of the alternative place to get my rap career off and get everything
Yeah.
started and everything like that." So salute to Fathom Nine, man. God bless him and his family, man.
Hmm.
It's a shame when stuff like that happens, man, and people die. That's why on a different topic or something to do with that, they say that. As long as you're alive, man, every day you wake up, put your heart and soul into everything that it is that you're supposed to do.
No, most definitely, most
That
definitely.
that way when your number get called and you check out this motherfucker, man, you ain't got to worry about I left it on the table. You understand what I'm
Yeah, because
saying?
that dude, man, he was a big energy, bro. Like he was a big um man, he touched a lot of people in Memphis, man. Like and he wasn't he I think when he passed away, he was the age I am now. You know what I'm saying? So it was like he was still young, you know.
Very it.
I'm 37, so he was around that age when he passed away.
And it's sad. It's sad when you think about it. It's like, man, dude, he was just getting started. You
Right,
know, he
right.
didn't even get full momentum on everything he was doing. We didn't get to see him plateau or to hit the pinnacle and then plateau. We didn't get to see none of that type of stuff.
Yeah.
You
Man,
know,
he was having a show. He was having a show and then like he posted his show and the next day they said he passed away.
damn, bro.
It was like it was just it was wild, bro. Like somebody called me and I thought the dude that called me he joked a lot, so I thought he was playing. I'm like,
Mm-mm.
man, get off my phone, man. But he was telling the truth.
Yeah, one thing we don't want to play about is death, man. You never want to
Yeah,
play about death. Death is a serious thing. You never want to play with that type of spirit or energy. It's a
yeah,
very
most
serious
definitely.
thing, you know. So we definitely want to avoid that. All right, getting back to you, sir. Getting back to you.
Yeah.
Don't try to deflect. Don't try to change the subject, sir. All right. You know, went out here, found this young lady that you was really feeling. You understand what I'm saying? You know, fell
Yeah.
off the stage and bumped your head and ran into her and everything. Now you out here hanging out with her. Things weren't going well. Yeah, kind of like separated, but she ended up getting pregnant. What happens after that? Yeah, get yourselves together, or you go back into the music scene.
We stayed together because we met because she was a singer. We were married for 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah I kept doing the music. I Me and so a couple of other guys in Memphis, we started this group called Point Blank Entertainment, and people knew us as just Squad. That's what they called us, and we was just like we just made a lot of noise from like 2011 to 2013. Like we were just making our footprint in the city on the Memphis scene, and then 2013 they had a we got a radio station there called K97 that played like the rap music and all this stuff, and they used to have these contests every year for sometimes to be rappers, sometimes to be producers. But in 2013 they had a contest called Next Big Thing, and it was like a contest for who was the best lyricist, not just in Memphis, but all of the surrounding towns and stuff like this. I think it was like 200 people in it.
Mm,
And that year I won that contest and they had like played my song on the radio all summer. I got to open up for like Juicy J, French Montana, and Rocco at the Cook. It was called the Cook Convention Center, but I don't forget what it's called now. But that happened, and once that happened, a lot more people knew about me in the city because of just the cosign of K97 or whatever. But after that died down, I moved to Nashville
okay.
and I started doing so I had to start completely over in Nashville.
Mm,
And I moved to Nashville. It took me about 2 years. I started my own showcase called Villmatic. And I used that to like connect me with people from other cities. I would bring people from other cities and then they would in turn let me come to their city to perform. Like I got cats in St. Louis I connected with, New Orleans, Mississippi, New York. Like so
fire,
I was able to
fire.
form a tour off just connecting with people through my own show. I also won a bunch of awards out here and stuff like that in Nashville. Like I feel like I made more noise in Nashville than I did in Memphis, but
It's starting
Memphis,
to sound like it, my G.
yeah,
Shit, man.
I did a lot of stuff in Memphis too, but I think I did a lot more. I did music longer in Nashville, like for my time in. But the thing about it is, even though I was doing stuff in Nashville, I was always back home doing stuff too. It was like I never left.
But it just seems like that push that you needed came out of Nashville. And do I got it right? It seemed like
Yeah, I
it
mean
just kind of transformed
Nashville.
for you a lot better.
Nashville has a infrastructure, and they also respect the kind of music. Like a lot of folks in Memphis, man, I love Memphis, but like a lot of the not everybody, but the majority of people, if you ain't doing no street type rap, they ain't trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? They just not
Understandable.
trying to hear that. But in
Understandable.
Nashville, they are way more open to like different type of rap and stuff like this. So they loved me when I came to Nashville. You
Oh, for
know?
sure. Sure. I love to hear it though. Wherever it seems like wherever you went, once you figured out your lane and you were able to do it, like everything just fell into place for you. I think that's
Yeah.
dope though, to because from what I remember, and I don't know how it was for you because I'm a little bit just I'm a few years older than you are, but
Mm.
going to Nashville to me at the time was it was an iffy kind of thing if you were going up there to do music or hang out or move or anything like that. You were welcome, but you weren't always welcome, and you had to find your niche and everything in that town once you got
Yeah.
there.
I had to find my niche. For one, the way Nashville is now is not how it was when I moved here in 2014. Like it's damn near a mega city now.
Bro, that's
Like you know, it's big. Even though I got a lot of love here, a lot of the rappers here, like they cover me in the Nashville scene, which is a big magazine here. I was doing a lot of stuff here, but a lot of those guys who have been working really hard over the years in Nashville who were getting overlooked, they kind of felt the way and they kind of like it didn't include me and so they weren't like overtly negative towards me, but I could you can feel when people don't really don't want to rock with you like that.
yeah.
But I did understand because I'm like, man, that's how I felt in Memphis. Like I was grinding and doing all this stuff. It's like I was invisible to certain people. But then if somebody come from another city, come to Memphis, and they like, man, the best thing since sliced bread. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And
So
that always fucks with you because it's like, yo, I'm right here and these motherfuckers just come walk in here and they get all the attention and everything and it burns you up. But so this is what I think, man. Sometimes it's just certain people's time, bro. Like
hmm
their timeline of what they've done, it just catches them at that point in time, even right in front of your face, and you may feel slighted or whatever, but it was meant for them to be there at that particular time. And for you,
yeah,
it may be when they came here, it may be for you to go back to wherever they were like, well, let me go over there and see what they was doing over there because it didn't pop for him and it may pop for me over there. You understand what I'm saying? So
yeah,
you get angry, you get frustrated, you go, God damn, man, like how is it working for him and it ain't working for me? Who do he know? I know the same people and everything. But
yeah.
it's
It don't always work. I used to think like that when I was young, but like,
mm,
man, now, I mean, for one, I know like when people have those views towards me, I know like you looking at it from the outside looking in, so you don't know all the stuff I've been through to even be able to do this stuff.
hmm
You just saw the surface. It's like this little meme I saw on I be seeing on social media all the time. It show like the iceberg, and you see like the tip, and then underneath is this big ass mountain
yeah,
that you don't really see. And
yeah.
that's how I feel about people when they say that about me, like how he doing. It's like, man, for one, I've developed relationships. I've made created doors for myself to even again, like with the tour. Like folks got mad at me, like not mad, but kind of you could sense envy. I did a tour a few years ago, but I'm like, man, I had to literally do a showcase and bring people to Nashville to even be able to have a tour. It
Mm,
wasn't just like it just happened. You know what
right.
I'm saying?
Like
Like,
things take place in order for stuff like that to come to fruition. Like
yeah,
people just didn't come together and just say, "Hey, we're just gonna do a bunch of music." No, you gotta do touring, you gotta do scheduling, you gotta make sure
right.
people wanna be involved. What fits for them? How
Yeah.
does that help me by coming here and being part of a showcase? Like, how is that? How is that financially? How does that? Is that financially dependent? Is that financially stable for me? Should I be there for that? Something like that. It's a lot that goes into stuff like that, man.
Yeah, man. Like I mean, yeah. And you have to develop relationships with people,
Mm,
man. And man, you just gotta a lot of people, man, they not willing, like it's a lot of sacrifice go into what like being an artist too. And
bro.
like again, when people like, you know, man, I've lost a lot of stuff just being an artist. I put it like that. And a lot of people just see like Instagram and they see like shit popping, the videos and all of this stuff to show. I'm like, man, I done lost a lot of stuff through because of this music. I'm talking about real life stuff. So it's not just like a cakewalk,
It
you
ain't.
know.
It never is because as an artist, you really putting everything into your art, and whether or not you're respecting the best results, a lot of bad shit can easily happen overnight. It can happen. It can
Oh,
happen in a
yeah.
matter of hour. I mean, in a matter of hours, bro. Anything
Yeah,
can happen
definitely.
to you. You know what I'm saying? You can, matter of fact, you can lose loved ones in a matter of recording a couple songs. You know what I mean? Anything could happen to you while you're doing music, bro. You could lose. Take it from a guy like me who's lost hundreds of song files just because somebody pressed the wrong fucking button,
Yeah, I've been through similar stuff like that. Files, songs, I done wrote all kinds of stuff.
bruh. I've been in situations where I've had tablets filled with lyrics sitting around, and someone says, "Oh, this ain't nothing but somebody's old school work," and they throw it in the trash.
That's happened to me too. I got a hard drive in my room right now with all of my albums from when I lived in like when I was doing music in Memphis from 2010 to 2013, and it's damaged. And I'm sure if I get some tech person to fix, but right now I literally have no access to none of this stuff.
Bro,
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
telling you
So
right now, if you go to some shop or talk to one of these tech guys, I bet you right now, you give it to him, he gonna open that shit up. He gonna say, "Here it is, right here."
man, I got a whole everything. Like the song I had on the radio. Like it was a guy he wanted to remix, like make my song I had on the radio in 2013 more modern sounding.
Hmm.
And he was just like, I just need the session. And I'm like, man, I don't have the session. It's in their hard drive I don't have access to.
Damn,
You know
I'm
what I'm
telling you
saying?
right
So
now, take that to somebody, and you're gonna
yeah,
probably
yeah, I
end up
would
with 80, 90% of that shit, or maybe even all of it, you know.
yeah, I
What
definitely need to do that because I got a lot of stuff on there.
let me say, let's see. One of the producers, one of the members of the group that I got, I think there was a flood in his basement and he lost some of his files and he was able to recover some of it because he went and took it to somebody and they went and ripped it apart or whatever and they looked at it and pulled all that shit up out of there. Pulled all them
Yeah,
sessions.
man.
It wasn't just his shit, it was some, I think it was some of my shit too or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was
That's
able
a
to get
that's a
all that back.
That's a messed up feeling, man. When you got all that, you've been working on all this music,
Your
and then
heart sinks down into your stomach, man. And then
yeah,
like your
man,
your mind go, I don't know how you felt about it, but your mind goes numb. It's like this really,
yeah,
it's like this, I don't know what type of feeling, it's like this heartbreak or something, like when it happens to you. Like
yeah.
it's like you lost a family member. So it's like, yo, I worked very hard to do that. And that was some of the best work that I would really wanted to get out. And now I don't have it anymore.
And sometimes it worked. Like I lost a notebook one time that had like the intro to one of my albums in it.
Hmm.
And I was so disappointed, man, because I was like, man, because I at the time I didn't learn how to like keep it in my head, so
Hmm.
it had to be on. But it ended up being okay because I wrote an even better intro. It was a shorter intro, but it worked to me. It worked better than what I was going to do. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
it worked out anyway.
Do you, as an artist, do you prefer to write or do you prefer to like go in and do it off the head? You know, so many people are following the whole Jay-Z
Oh
pattern nowadays, and I hear it often. Me, I sit down and I write mine. Now, if I'm with six of them or whatever, or I just have it in my head and I can hear it, I'll go in there and do it. But for the most part, I like to write. I like to see it. I like to see what
yeah,
I'm doing.
well, I like to write. I used to write in notebooks, and then I think around 2015 I switched and now I write everything in my phone. Um, but I do know like a lot of those guys who be saying they don't be doing the Jay-Z way though. Like Jay-Z is actually constructing rhymes.
The whole
A lot
song in
of
his
guys
head.
yeah, a lot of them guys just be freestyling. Cause I know some guys like I'm in a rap group called Killshot in Memphis, and there's a dude in our group named Chug Jamal, and he really does write in his head. He's not freestyling. He write the bars in his head. He don't put it on paper or nothing. Like to me, that's the Jay-Z style. I think a lot of these guys that be trying to do that, they actually do need to write to get
Hmm.
they like to articulate they thought completely, create they thought completely. Like with me, I write 90% of my stuff. I think I got a couple of albums I did. One album I did in 2016. I wasn't freestyling it, but like
Hmm.
I was working a job where I was like stationary for a long time and we couldn't like take out nothing. So I had to train myself like when I thought of verses to just keep the verse in my head until I got home so I could put it in my phone. So once
Gotcha.
I started doing that, I began to be able to do some verses in my head and just go to the studio and write it. The problem with that is that I don't like about that is I feel like when I do that, it take away. the creativity. Like that album I'm talking about, man, I said nigga like 100 times. And it was because and I and I didn't realize that after I did, and I was like, it was because I wasn't actually writing. I was doing a lot of it in my head while I was at work. And I wasn't like I had the thought out and it's still people like the album. But I'm just saying for my standards, I could have went deeper if I would have wrote it down.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? So
Because
I
now you
prefer
get
to
to look
write.
at it and go over the mistakes of it instead of going off of what you're hearing in your head or what you're putting together.
Yeah,
And to
yeah.
go back on what you said, all right, for those who talk about doing it the Jay-Z way, Jay-Z and a few others are constructing whole bars,
Right.
whole
Versus.
16s, whole verses in their head. Some of you guys, and there's no disrespect to nobody, you going into the studio and you freestyling, or you're telling the engineer to run it back and you're laying over the 2 bars that you just did and the 2 bars that you just did and the 2 bars, and you wasting a lot of motherfuckers' time. But if you got the money to pay for it, man, do your thing.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, that engineer does not like you when you're
He
doing it.
don't like that shit, but because that shit is $300 to $500, $1,500 a hour, they put up with that shit, man. They don't
Yeah.
say
See, they
nothing.
got see that process came from Lil Wayne. That like people think Lil Wayne and Jay-Z got the same process. They
They
don't.
don't. They don't.
Jay-Z constructs whole verses. Lil Wayne do what you just said, except Lil Wayne he's Lil Wayne, so he can do that. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? Like,
hmm
and he's a really good rapper to me, but he does. I've seen videos of him when he do that. He'll go in there and he'll do like 2 or 3 lines, or 4 lines, and he'll go back in. You know what I'm saying? He do.
That's a
I've
fact.
never done that because I don't. I wouldn't
I
want to
think
do
it's
that.
a waste of time.
Yeah, I don't want to do
I think
all
it's a waste
like
of time. For me, when I do it, and they'll tell you like, yo, he'll do 6 bars and then he'll go in there and he'll write the 6 bars, and then that last 10 that you hear, that's all off of him being in there and him visualizing what he's seeing.
But see, that's different. You still constructed a verse. You still
Yeah,
constructed a verse in your
yeah,
head versus
yeah.
just freestyle. I know just
Mm-mm,
coming up with something in the spur of the moment.
everything that I'm talking about is usually on that subject, topic, concept, or issue that we're dealing with in that song. That's how it
Right.
usually goes. So it's either 6 bars on paper, or it's the 6 bars that I got up here and I write my 10 or however it's gonna go. But I put all that shit together to make sure that it's all together so no one has to sit there and go, all right, now we're gonna go in. All right, after the
Yeah.
4 bar, I'm gonna come in here and then you press it in.
Nah. I ain't
Engineers,
got.
again, they don't like that punch in shit. They don't like it, but they sit there and they deal with it because they know they got to get paid.
Nah,
They
they
got to feed
don't
their
like. I
family.
used to be an engineer, and I hate that.
Voila. Even you're saying it, and 606 will tell you he don't like punching in. Agent Smith, the other producer, Agent Smith 7 8 that I work with,
Yeah.
E Money, none of them, none of them 14, none of them guys that I mess with, none of them like punching in, bro.
Nah.
No, they
Now
don't.
what I have learned, over the years. Well, I guess I kind of learned it when I was living in Memphis because I had my own studio when I was in Memphis, but I don't now.
Okay.
Um, the thing I learned to write in the studio on the spot and the reason I learned how to do that is because you never know what opportunity you might run into where you have to like do a really good verse right there.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And one thing I found out, man, producers, if you can write at the same pace a producer creates a beat, they are gonna mess with you above everybody else, every other rapper that they around, because they want to create fast. They want to create like once they make that beat, they want to hear somebody on it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And they don't want you to be like, well, I'm gonna go home and write on it, or I bring it back. So like I noticed, like man, I get a lot of really dope beats just off the fact that the producers know them. They may get their whole song back that day, or
Mhm.
a bare minimum the next day.
So you understand for those who are listening, his turnover is very fast. He's saying he can do it in
Yeah,
30 minutes to an hour. That's what he's saying.
yeah, yeah.
When you in there with an engineer or producer, you say, hey, what's your turnover like? Some guys go, man, like give me a couple days to a week. They go,
Nah,
oh, okay, all right, whatever. But if he's sitting there with you with Virgo, so he go, oh, But the turnover, like, I can get to you in 15 minutes if you let me go ahead and just and write and just shut the fuck up.
Man, man, most of the time they ain't even got to say that, man.
Yeah.
I did a song like 2 months ago where we was filming a show, and then two of the producers that was in the studio, they just started messing around. They started
Mm,
messing around on the keys and stuff like that, and they came up with a beat before they even got. They was just doing the keys. They didn't even have the drums or nothing yet. When they started doing all that, I was already writing a verse then. So by the time they
mm,
got through with the song, I already had my verse, and we recorded the song right then and there, and kept on
done,
doing our show after that.
done.
Like,
Done.
you
And,
know what
and
I'm saying?
and and they love that. They love guys
Yeah.
that can come in and produce that shit right away and get it over with, and they can move on to the other thing. And
Yeah.
if you ever go back and listen to what they would say about Tupac, they say that's how Tupac worked.
Yep.
Tupac would just
Yep.
knock out song after song after song. He would say, "Man, who got time to sit around and worry about how it sound, man? Just fix the shit the way it's supposed to be, and we can go back and do whatever we
Yeah,
need to."
you can do all that other
Yeah,
stuff later,
yeah.
man. I'm the
Cue up the
same
next
way.
one. Yeah, cue up the next one. But what I found out, bro, about myself is I can do that, but if I'm doing something that is being meticulous
Hmm.
and I get into that mode where I have to work and I have to make sure that this comes out a certain way, man,
Yeah, I'm
that beat gonna
definitely
play
not.
all goddamn day, bro.
Yeah, I'm definitely not saying that everything should be like that because I got
Hmm.
songs where, like, that same producer gave me another beat and he wants it to be about pain, the pain I've been through in my life, right? I can't, I'm not, I can write that in 15 minutes, but I don't, I'd rather not write that particular song in
Mm-mm.
15 minutes. Like, I want to
Mm-mm.
sit with that and think about exactly what I want to write about.
Bro, when I
Now, if we
write
just
about that
rapping
pain,
though,
yeah,
yeah,
if
if we
I'm
just,
writing about that pain, I want you to feel what I'm going through.
yeah,
I want that to take hold of you if I start to rap, if I start rapping
yeah,
about that pain. But if we
but,
just talking some shit and throwing bars out there and we on some nigga shit and being
yeah,
gratuitous and boastful and grandiloquent and magniloquent and all that shit and fuck you and fuck your mama and my dick as long as
yeah.
this, that, and the third. I'm gonna say whatever I'm gonna say, man. You ain't even got to worry about none of that. But when the music got to
Yeah.
make sense, concept, topic, issue, and we trying to hit home and create a certain type of environment when you hear the song, I'm
Hmm.
locking in, bro. And
Yeah,
we may
I
be
got,
there
yeah,
for a day.
yeah. I got some songs like that where it took me a few days to write it. Not because I couldn't think of nothing. It's just like, man, you got to let it marinate for a minute to come. And once it finally come to me, it still don't take, like, it don't take, once I get everything in my head, it don't take that long for me to write it. But like with that particular song, man, it's just like, I just want to, I know I'm gonna be talking about some stuff I probably ain't never touched on before in my
Hmm.
music, so I want to take my time with it. Versus if we in the studio, they making a beat, I'm just rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It ain't even got to just be like bars. It can be like, I can write a quick story too and stuff like that. But I'm just certain subjects I want to take my time. I don't want to
yeah.
do it fast. You know what I'm
Certain
saying?
that too. Certain stories when you watch storytelling, depending on the depth of the song, it can be 15 minutes to an hour, or it'll be all day because it just depends on what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
it could be a week. It could be a
Yep,
month. You know
yep,
what I'm saying?
yep. It just depends on how it sits with me and what I feel when I'm sitting there and I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Those
Right.
type of songs, excuse me, those type of songs, man, they may take longer. But if the
Yeah.
producer says, look, I got this song, I need two verses, I need you to knock one out and give me another one just in case the other person don't come through. I got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, definitely,
I
definitely. A
got
lot
you.
of people get intimidated by this. What me and that producer was talking about that day. Like,
Hmm.
a lot, even that day I wrote that song with somebody in the studio. I'm like, hey man, get the second verse.
Yeah.
Man walked out the studio slick. I didn't even realize he left.
Like I'm
I didn't
gone.
even realize he left, man. He did, you know. I mean, I ain't knocking. I'm just like, but he didn't want to. He didn't feel comfortable doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say this. It took me a while to understand that.
Yeah,
It took me a while to understand what producers were talking about. Again, we talking about turnover. I didn't
yeah.
know about it early on until someone was in the studio. He's like, "Yo, you can rap your ass off." He said, you want to know one of the things I don't like about you?" I was like, "What's that?" He said, "Yo, turnover, man. Sometimes I don't need that shit in 3 days, bro." I was like, "Well, why don't you say something?" He's like, "Okay, do this for me. Sit here all day for the next couple of days. I just need you to write."
That's what I, but see, that's what I was gonna say. The only reason, like, I'm not special or nothing. The only reason I know how to do that is because, like I said, from 2010 to 2013, I had a studio in my house. So I was doing that. I just got in the practice of writing fast like that. I think if I didn't have my own studio at that time, I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have learned how to do that. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? That's the
Mm-hmm.
only reason, in my opinion, that I even knew how to do that.
It's a fact, but it's something. It's just like anything else. It's like shooting a jump shot, bro. You got to work at it. You got to
Yeah,
work at it. This dude had me in the studio for days, man.
yeah.
I need you to do it like this. Nope, do it like this. No, you gotta do it like this, fam. You can't write in 30 minutes, and it took because I'm so used to being very creative, because that's my artistry, right?
Yeah,
That's my artistry. I sit there and I paint. I paint with my words. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
right.
I'm doing all this stuff, and he's like, "Nope, you don't even got to do all that. Look, huh? And just write the
Yeah,
song."
I just learned. I just let myself go, man. Like I
Hmm.
don't. That's what they was asking me that day. I was like, man, I don't think about if it's whack or not, or if it's good or not, or if what people gonna like it. If not,
Hmm.
like I just let myself completely go. Whatever comes out, comes out. You know what I'm
And I
saying?
found out it depends on the type of song that I have to write to. I have this method now when they're asking
Mm.
me to do certain type of songs. So if there's like, yo, we need you to do the party song, I go into this bag. I got like, oh, I got three
Yeah.
things or three, four things I need to say in this song. And once I
Mm.
say that, I'm out of here. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
know these four things, and then they say we need you to go lyrical. Okay, cool. Let me hit this bag. Let me go into that bag real quick. And I know those things. I know what I got to do for those
Yeah.
type of songs. But it's just a matter of you being able to do that over and over again and do it efficiently and proficiently at the
Yeah.
same time. So
And
I know
and
those things.
I gotta be moving too, man. Like I can't write being still, bro. It's hard for me
Really.
to write and be still. Like I gotta be even if I'm just pacing, I can't just sit down and be stationary. I can do it, but it's
Hmm.
hard. Like I write what's crazy, man. A lot of my best raps come from me driving. I know that's dangerous as hell, but
While
a
you
lot of my
driving? No,
yes, bro.
sir. No, sir. You tripping, bro.
Yeah, I know.
You
I
tripping.
gotta stop. I know I gotta stop doing it, man. But I promise, man, some of my best verses come from driving because I drive back from Nashville to Memphis a lot, a whole
Okay.
lot,
Okay.
and that's how I write a lot of my raps and stuff like that. But yeah, I was my one of my engineers called me one day. It was storming and shit. He's like, "What you doing, bro?" I'm like, "Man, I'm writing this verse." And he was like, "What you mean?"
Mm-mm. I've caught the red line to the brown line or the pink line all the way out to a different suburb, Evanston or something like that. And I'll just sit. I've been sitting there on a train just writing.
No, well, I ain't writing that. I can't do that. I don't mean like writing. I mean like
Hmm.
I'm texting it on my phone while I'm driving. It's still not that don't make it no better, but
It don't make it no
uh
better. But what you're doing is you saving notes, and I get that because sometimes if I'm
yeah.
not writing, I'm it's literally the iPad, the notepad on there, or the other phone, the Galaxy that I got. It's the
Mm,
notepad on there, and I'm writing. I'm literally sitting there writing on it, and I got this one beat or these two beats, and I'm writing. And the
yeah.
people that know me, they know that, yo, he does that. He'll catch a cab and go do that. He'll do an Uber and just tell me, yo, just drive.
Yeah,
Like that's just
yeah.
something that he does. And I've been doing that, man. And I never knew that there were so many other people that were doing the same thing, bro.
Yeah, because I think you moving like I think just because your body moving is opening you up a little bit more. That's how
Hmm.
it feels to me versus
Hmm.
just being stationary and sitting down, man. Like I cannot it gotta be something. I gotta be moving. It gotta be something awkward, like I'm on the
Yeah,
floor or some shit, right?
yeah.
Like I can't just sit and write
My
though. Like yeah,
yeah, my early beginnings with that, bro. I couldn't even sit in a studio and do it. Like I had to get my notepad, take the beat somewhere else with me, and just sit in my house, my apartment or whatever, and just listen to the beat. And then
yeah,
the producers and engineers would go, yo, at some point you're gonna have to get comfortable with being in here with people or just
mm,
going into another room or just turning your back to everybody and putting your headphones on so you don't hear what's going on. And you have to write
mm,
that way. And once I figured out that I could do that, then that just became a thing for me, I was like, oh,
I
it's
seen
just
I seen a video where Ludacris did that. He went out into his truck and he was at a studio. I think he was actually doing something for Kanye.
okay.
And he went in his truck and wrote while outside of the studio. I guess
Mm,
because he just wanted to be away from everybody. But
yeah.
yeah, a lot of people do that too.
Yeah, and for those who don't understand, why do you need to be secluded? It's because these niggas are spitting fire, and you don't want nothing to interfere with your
Right.
receptors from the universe or your mind. And you
Yeah.
start picking up stuff, you go, damn, okay. Let
Yeah.
me
You
go out
start
here.
messing up. You may have some dope already and you changing stuff because you trying to keep like you don't you right. You don't want to get no
Yeah,
distracted by
yeah.
other people. Like,
Yeah. Fuck these other niggas, man. You go somewhere in a
Right.
quiet ass room and next
And do
door.
you?
Yeah. Or tell them, yo, let me get some headphones so I can't hear this old bum ass nigga in here spitting this weak ass shit just to
Yeah.
remind yourself. You know what I mean? Like I do stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
go in here and do this shit, man, so I can get in here and do this shit the correct way, man. I don't want
Right.
to
Right.
this bum ass nigga in here rapping that bullshit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So yeah, that definitely happens, man. All right.
Yeah.
I can sit here and talk about this type of shit all day, my guy.
Yeah.
All right, but I got to get to this list.
Okay.
Top 3 to 5 rappers
Ever?
from no from Tennessee or from Memphis. Go ahead.
Tennessee. You want both lists or just one of them?
Give me both.
From Memphis, for me, 8 Ball and MJG,
Hmm.
Player Fly, Project Pat, Don Trip, and Gangsta Black.
Word. I like that.
That's that's the list that everybody know. Like now, I'm gonna give you another Memphis list of who I actually think are the best rappers in Memphis.
Okay, talk to me now. Yeah, let's get it.
Fathom Nine, rest in peace to Fathom Nine.
Rest in peace.
It's a rapper in Memphis named Milk. Um, it's a rapper in Memphis named Chug Jamal,
Okay,
Luca, and who would I put it? Jason the Hater.
okay. Sounds like
Those
some interesting guys that I'm gonna have to go look up and start listening to their music.
those are the real spitters in Memphis for sure. The people the world don't know about.
All right.
Uh, Tennessee, a lot of it's still gonna be Memphis. 8 Ball, MJG,
Mm-hmm.
Starlito, um, Isaiah Rashad,
Oh, okay.
um, who else? Dang, who else? I put Player Fly in there too.
Okay.
I said that's four. I'm trying to think of who the other person I would put in there. I'm trying to think of somebody that's not from Memphis.
Okay. I mean, yeah,
Young Book,
name.
I say Young Book. Young Book made a lot of noise.
Yeah, he did, man. He came out hard in the motherfucker. And
Yeah,
his whole issue with that same group he was repping was
yeah.
just bad. But he came out hard like MJG and 8 Ball shit. All right, cool. So next question I got.
All right.
Top 3 to 5 producers that you would like to work with. Dead or alive?
Oh, dang, that's hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta hit you with one. I gotta hit you in the head
Yeah.
with one of them, man. One of these questions gonna have to, yeah. Yeah. This is why.
Alchemist one of them for sure.
Okay, and I'm gonna stop you right there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I do not give them my fucking questions ahead of time because I want this shit to be as raw as fuck when they talking to me. But go ahead, go
Yeah.
ahead. All right, top 5
Alchemist,
producers.
Alchemist,
Word.
Juicy J,
Okay, 2.
and dang,
Yeah.
Alchemist, Juicy J.
Oh yeah. That's 2.
Dang, that's hard.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is what it is right here.
I
I'm
said
s-
Ninth Wonder.
okay, that's 3. We can leave it right there
Yeah.
if you feel comfortable.
Yeah, it's so many producers I would want to work with, but them the three that came to mind for sure.
All right, all right. That's fine. That's fine. We'll leave it at that. If you could work with any artist right now, who would you work with?
Man, I would love to work with Big Crit. because I
Cool.
relate to Big Crit a lot. I relate to him, man. He seemed like one of my cousins, man, like somebody I know already. But I would love to work with Big Crit. I would love to work with Erica Badu,
Mm,
and I would love to work with D'Angelo.
mm, mm. Man, you
Yeah,
started off on the right path with me, man, when you said Big Crit, bro.
yeah.
Wow. One of
Because
the dopest
Big Crit,
artists ever, man.
out of all of the rappers that I've ever heard, he's the most familiar to me. Like he reminds me of like the folks on my dad's side from Covington, man. Like he
Mhm.
just every time I hear him, it's like I know him already. Like he
Yeah.
just sound like folks in my family.
When I listen to Crit, it's like talking to the big brother, cousin, or uncle that you always wanted to get the game from.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's like the
Definitely.
one, the guy that did it his way, the same way you want to do it, or the path you want to take. You got to go talk to that guy, man. You got to listen to that guy, you know.
Yeah.
And he been dope since he been out, bro.
Yeah, I love Big Crit music, man. He don't get the credit he deserved, man. And he got the bad end of the stick too, because he was with Def Jam when they was
Mm.
switching everything out and stuff. Like they ain't really know what to do with him. Like Crit should have been. I know he really digs deep into that underground thing, but I feel like if he would have had the right people at Def Jam at the time, he would have been just as big as Cole and Kendrick.
Yeah, he would have. It just that machine started gobbling up them record labels, and they were transforming and doing so much other shit that guys like him and other people got lost in the shuffle,
Right.
man. It just
Yep.
sucks. It just sucks,
Yep.
bro. But Crit is definitely, man, got to give him his credit. Definitely one of the dopest artists ever. Just not
Mhm.
out of the South or from Mississippi or whatever, but just period, man. One of the dopest
Yeah.
artists to rap and produce his own shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And he's a great producer too. He's a great producer.
Can't take nothing away from his production. The dude is just was a triple threat, quadruple threat or whatever it is. He just does a lot, man. He does it well.
Yeah.
Damn, man, Big Crit, bro. That's a really good one.
Mhm.
That's a really good one, bro. Man,
Yeah.
listen, and I'm just thinking about because some of his music, man, I would just turn it on. I'm like, yo, I could smoke to it, vibe to it, just anything with his music, man. Like, dude always put out some really good music, man.
Man, again, he's the most relatable for me. I've gotten a lot of comparisons. I don't feel like we do the exact same kind of music, but a lot of people compare some of my stuff to his. Like I get a lot of like comparisons to him and J. Cole, most of the time.
Okay.
But Crit, both of them I can relate to both of them, but Crit just sound like he came from where I grew up, man. Like it's just that
Man,
it's he the most out of everybody, he the most relatable to me,
yeah,
man. Like,
yeah. It's like listening to that cousin that everybody kept talking about, man. He don't know what he gonna do with this. He don't know what he gonna do with his life. He don't want to go to college. He don't want to get no job. But he's like, yo, cuz, I did it my way. I already knew what I wanted to do.
yeah, man. Even when he be talking about the cars and stuff like that, like man, like like a lot of people don't know that culture, man. Like that, it's like people think it's a Memphis thing. That's not a Memphis. That's West Tennessee, Mississippi Delta, all of that stuff, man. Like it's just like he's speaking on a culture that a lot of people don't even really know exists unless you from it.
You got to
You know
understand
what
it, you
I'm saying?
know, riding around like the stuff he talking about riding around on it. Man, listen, I'm so glad I was down there, bro. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, it's different, man. It's different. It's very, very different, and it's specifically different. Is it like the way the Mississippi Delta, West Tennessee is not the
Hmm.
way the rest of the South is. It's different, you
All
know.
that's different. Man, listen here, man. I don't even know what to say, bro.
It's
But the
different.
people, I say that the people treat you well. They got their own vibe. They got their own way of doing things, man. And when you listen to Crit really drops you into the midst of that, into the depths of that. And he like just walks you through it the same way Nas did it, man. He
Yep.
walks you through what that actually feels like to ride around the city, man, and to not feel no hope or try to put yourself together, man. It's all there, bro. Even the way he described the cars and riding around the cars and everything, man,
Yeah,
trying to get a grip of cash and everything. The brother, the dude, man, like he just one of the dopest ones out there, man. That's the
yeah,
only
for
thing I can
sure.
say about Crip, bro.
I agree, man.
Salute to Crip, man, wherever you are, bro. If you're on tour, if you're in the studio, man, God bless you, brother. You one of the dopest artists to ever exist. And we got
Mhm.
to salute you and put your name up there, give you your flowers because
For sure. For sure.
you've been an inspiration for me, for Virgos and a bunch of other for my man's Creed and a bunch of other people that I fuck with, man. Your
Mhm.
music is always loved around here, bro.
Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. All right, going back, let's rewind. You said you was playing sports. What was you
Yeah.
doing,
Yeah.
bro?
Oh man, I played basketball from middle school to high school.
Okay.
I played football briefly, but when I got recruited to come to my high school because I went to Raleigh, Egypt originally.
Mm-hmm.
But the coach in Millington wanted me to come there because like Raleigh was like a basketball school. I
Mm-hmm.
was really good, but like everybody on Raleigh team was good. So it wasn't like a given that I was gonna start at Raleigh
Gotcha.
High School.
Gotcha.
But the coach at Millington said I was gonna start, so I transferred to Millington. And once I got there, I couldn't play. I was actually better in football, but the coach was kind of like, "You can't play football." You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Mm.
Because they kind of run into each other. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And also like he didn't want me to get hurt and stuff because like basketball season started like in October, but football season still kind of going on in October too.
It
You know what
is.
I'm
It is.
saying?
They
In high
bleed
school.
into each other. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I played football. I played basketball. I ran track. That's about the gist of it for me.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty much what I did. But I played basketball and I just love that. Before I was a rapper, basketball was probably like what I did all the time. Like I went to camps in the summertime. Like I went to Mississippi State basketball camp in 2002. I went to Tennessee Tech for basketball camp. It was another school I went to. I just can't remember what it was,
Okay.
um, but yeah, I did a lot of basketball. I played AAU basketball. Um, yeah, I've been trying to get back into it, man. My 37-year-old body can't do what my young body used to do.
And it never will, bro. You just have to find out a way to be effective and play the game at the place that you need to play it at.
I will say now that I'm older, like my strength was that I was fast and I could like go to the hole, but like I was a terrible shooter. But
Mm.
what's crazy is now that I'm older and I work on my upper body strength, I can
Hmm.
shoot better. I can shoot. I told my wife a few weeks ago, I was like, I wish I had this upper body strength when I was in high school, and I would have been
Hmm.
able to shoot, and I would have been unstoppable because I couldn't shoot at all. And now I know it was just mainly because of my upper body strength or lack thereof.
Yeah, well, that's what they say. They say with youth, what they say youth is wasted on the young or something like that.
Yeah.
I forgot how the saying goes, but we get older and we understand like, damn, if I could have done this back then,
Right.
it don't work that way, man. It don't work that
No, it
way.
don't. It
It
don't.
don't
It
work
don't.
that
But
way.
then the flip side is when I was in high school, I could dunk, but now I can barely touch the net. So I mean,
Yeah. Listen, let's talk about that because I am only 5'8" and
uh,
I was smacking the square, you know what I'm saying, the middle of the
yeah,
square in high school, and they would just look at me like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, yeah.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
went
man.
and once I learned my way, learned the doctor said this to me. He said, hey man, look, you can jump and all that shit. And that shit cool, but I'm just gonna let you know that's a long way up at 5'8". That's a long way down. So them little injuries that you're gonna have, they gonna compile. Say reserve it, man. Reserve it for some shit that a fast break or some shit you catch them off at like at the rim. Save it for
Yeah,
something like that, man. Don't sit there and waste your time trying to dunk every time down the court, man.
yeah.
You
You
can't do
gonna
it them
hurt?
guys at 6'1", 6'2", 6'5". That ain't you,
Nah.
man. You a smaller dude.
Yeah, I was small too. I was about 5'7" in high
Hmm.
school, but I could jump though. I think now looking back, I think I could jump because I was so skinny. I didn't have no weight, so I could. You know what I'm saying?
I was explosive, man. I
Yeah,
was fucking explosive, bro. Like
yeah.
that
I
one
was.
motion that one motion it would take to jerk real quick and get up, and it just
Yeah.
they would say I look like a grasshopper or a piece of paper or a butterfly taking off. You know, I used to try to get up there, bro.
Yeah, that's how I was too. It's just like I said, now though, like I can't. I try to play with some young guys, man. I can still play, but like a lot of the stuff that made me the strengths that I had in high
Hmm.
school that made me who I was, like my quickness and stuff like that.
Hmm.
That's all gone.
All
That's
that's
all
gone.
gone.
Oh, that's gone. And for me, for right now, the thing I need to do is just like start jogging to prepare myself for what that feels like of actually running a full court or a half court. Because I hate being on the court, man, and I can't be productive with these guys. It makes me so sick to be out there knowing that like
Yeah.
they running up and down and everything, and I'm over here huffing and puffing like, you
Now that's what
know,
I said, man. Now that I train myself sometimes, I see why my coach would not let us touch a basketball for like a month when
hmm
we first started. Like
hmm
we all we did was conditioning for like a month. And we used to be so mad, but now I understand because it's like you can't even do the other stuff that you need to do in the game because you ain't even got your breathing right and stuff when you on the court.
that's a
You know
fact.
what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
the only thing I think I still got that I had when I was a really, really, really good passer. I can still do that to the
Yeah,
same level, but that's about it.
yeah. Everything else, man, it takes athleticism and bursts of speed and instinct to do all that stuff
Right.
at a fast and rapid pace. Last question. We're gonna get out of here, my guy.
Okay.
Name your top five movies ever.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna end it just like that.
Yeah,
Bang
that's that's
bang.
that's that's harder than all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Interstellar. Interstellar.
Ooh, okay, okay, okay.
Uh, dang, what else?
That's
I
one.
want to say Godfather Part Two.
Ooh, okay. That's two.
Dang, man, that's hard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what the third. What would the third be?
Mm-hmm. But the best part is that you can get to go somewhere in the studio if it's a good vibe. Just drop that question on everybody and see what happens, man.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
know Interstellar is always my first one. I love that movie, and I love. Hey man, I'm gonna go with a kid movie, man. Lion King.
Okay. That's number three.
That's
That's
the
number
that's what I'm
three.
gonna say. Cause like no, like even though it's a kid movie, man, that's the movie that out of all the movies, that's the movie that I remember more than anything. You know what I'm
Based on a true
saying? In my
story, though.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Based on a true story. I want two more, my brother. I want two
Oh, you said
more.
five.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Five.
man.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
dang.
Mm-hmm.
Training Day. Training Day.
Okay. No, 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 that's
I
four.
love Training Day. Dang.
Got it.
Dang, man. Because I don't want to say no favorite movies. I want to say that, like the actual.
Yeah, this is a movie. These five movies, when you put them up against a list of everything ever, they got
Mhm.
to stand up against that. Yeah. Yeah.
Dang, what's the fifth one, man? I know.
Mm-hmm.
What's the fifth one, man?
Mm-hmm.
That's hard. That's really really hard. Um. Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Dark Knight. Dark Knight.
Okay. That's the
The
second
the,
joint, right? With
the
Joker in
bat.
it.
Yeah, the second bat with the Joker.
Rest in peace to Heath Ledger.
Yeah, Heath Ledger. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 For sure. I love that movie.
That was a good movie. Definitely. Definitely. All right, my brother. I know you got stuff to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off there. Man, I appreciate you, Virgos,
Man, thank
connecting
you,
with
man.
me. Yes, sir, and doing this interview with me. I also want to say this. Let the people know of any music or anything that you got coming out or that is out. Plug everything that it is that you have. Go ahead right now and do that.
So we got me and my producer, Kingpin, and composer. We got an album coming out September the 8th called Summer September.
Hmm
Summer September 5. We've been recording the albums for 12 years. This is our fifth one. And I got another untitled album coming out probably the beginning of next year with a producer in Memphis called I Make Mad Beats. Those are the two things I'm working on right now. For sure. I don't have a date for the second one, but the one with Kingpin, Summer September 5, it's definitely coming out September the 8th for sure.
Okay, all right then. We'll stop it right there then. All right, and with that said, ladies and gentlemen, as always, remember the mission statement when you're striving for greatness. God never puts you in a driver's seat if it's taken. I forgot my own joint. Remember the
Hey,
mission
man.
statement when you're striving for greatness. God never puts you in a driver's seat if it's taken. Man, God bless, brother. I appreciate you reaching out and doing this with me, man. All right,
Thank
have
you,
a good
man.
one. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.